Hey guys, Mustang here bringing you a Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we got a new burst mode released today, which is for the INT BROLY event. This kind of makes sense, right? We got the physical trio one as a burst mode in the previous part. I did say then it's kind of cool that we're getting them for the actual new events now, rather than just the old ones all the time. Not that it makes much of a difference, because at the end of the day, it's still just a Dokkan event. And then you're putting the modifiers on it to make it into a tougher event, but still pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. As I always do with my burst mode videos, I'm going to show 6,000 points, which is all you need to complete all the missions. And we're going to do it with both of the category teams. I always mention this in all the burst mode videos, so we're going to mention it again, but whichever of these two is your strongest team, which I imagine for some people, especially if you've pulled some of the newer units, could be Kamehameha. All you need to do is get 6,000 points with one of these categories, and then the other mission is just to beat it with the other category. So you could literally just turn off all the other modifiers. You won't get any points. Well, you'll get some, but very, very few. But then the event won't have any modifiers, so it'll just be normal Dokkan event difficulty, and then smash it out, and then there's all the missions done. But I always do 6,000 points with both the categories, just to show that whichever of the two it is that you have to rely on as your strongest team, it can be done to get the full 6,000 points. So we're starting off with fused fighters, and we're going to go with STR or physical only. I've put on the maximum team cost because there are a few LRs on the team that I want to bring. But obviously there are a few ways we can get a bunch of the extra points where it doesn't really matter, and we can still, as you see, get over the 6,000. So nullify all the status effects, that's fine. We're used to that for burst mode and difficult content anyway. Damage received from tech types, because we're only using STR and physical, and then the little bit of extra attack and defense there. Damage reduction to the enemy for 25%. From phase 3, the enemy's attack and defense raises 60% with each turn passed up to 300. Then none of the optional attack buffs. In terms of the major attack buff, we can go all the way down to the lowest 50% on the defense raise. I haven't actually put any of the attack ones on, so it shows just how easy this is. I actually didn't realize I'd missed that. So like, even just giving the enemy an extra 50% attack gives you 600 extra points. So I feel like these burst modes are just like super easy compared to some of the other ones. Enemy HP raised, you can get a whole bunch of extra HP for only 10 points each, which isn't really worth it. But then 1,000% extra HP for 660. Any damage 100,000 or lower just does 0. Picking up type disadvantage orbs hurts you. Allies key -3, and then no items and no support memories. So very easy, very straightforward. Like, this will be another one where it'll be fun to try and get a really high score, because getting the 6,000 points is going to be, I think, quite easy. So we'll go ahead and jump in here and see how we get on. Let me know down below if you guys are going for a high score. Like I said last time, join the Discord. We had a couple of people last time fighting over the highest score. It was somewhere around 6,900 and something, with people pushing for the 7,000, but that being quite difficult. So if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, do join the Discord. We'll be posting updates in there as we go, trying to beat the stage and get the highest score possible. Shout out to MX and Anto for all the shenanigans from the previous one. This one definitely seems like, depending on the team you bring, it could be quite easy to get a really high score. But we'll see how we go, because bear in mind, like I said, we didn't give him any extra attack, and we're still able to get the 6,000 points. So even giving him the bare minimum gives us an extra like 6,000, which is really good. So with no extra attack, realistically, there's no reason why we can't just have these guys in slot 1, because they have guard on the first turn as it is anyway. You can grab those and get some extra support. It does do some damage to us, but should be fine regardless. And then, yeah, these guys tank for double digits. Imagine if we do indeed get the 7-year EZAs, the 7-year LR's EZA for the 10th anniversary. Like, people are expecting it at this point, because obviously it follows the trend from the recent anniversaries of having these units from like the 3 years past get their EZAs. But these guys are a really specific and interesting case, because obviously they were the very first 200% leaders. And we haven't had 200% leaders get an EZA yet, so we don't know what that looks like, right, for a 200% leader. Is their leader skill actually going to get any higher? Is it going to stay 200? Are they going to add categories to their leader skill? Like, all that kind of stuff we just don't know until they do it. So because it's still so early to EZA even some of the oldest 200% leaders, I mean, these guys are the oldest technically, at least in terms of the JP timeline. I wouldn't be surprised, and I know people don't like this opinion, but I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if they don't EZA during the 10th anniversary. So bear that in mind, temper your expectations. I know loads of people, myself included, like, want it to happen, but it's not necessarily going to happen, right? Just because they've done it for the last couple of years in a row, Dokkan is always like switching things up and doing things they've never done before. So we can't take it as like a guarantee that because the last couple of anniversaries have had these previous anniversary units get their EZAs, doesn't necessarily mean they will. And the thing is, I would rather they hold off on their EZAs and make them really, really good, instead of like EZAing them for the 10th anniversary just because, and then they're like, just don't do anything to their leader skill, which at the end of the day, I guess it's not the end of the world. Like, when a unit gets an EZA, all I really care about, I suppose, after that is then just running them again on teams. So even if their leader skill doesn't change, and so you just don't use them as a leader, really, it doesn't really matter. I mean, not like their teams are bad, because if they get an EZA and become super good in the meta again, like, their leader skills are not awful, so you could still make teams with them as the leaders. But I think it would be a little bit disappointing if they don't do anything to their leader skills at all, but I guess it is what it is. So my ones must have been in slot 7, right? Yeah, because it's their first turn now. So let's do this. Wirus needs a specific amount of orbs, which he's not going to get, which is kind of awkward. Although, actually, to be fair, it doesn't matter, right? Because these guys are just going to kill him. They got the full 24 keys, so they're getting the extra super and everything, so we should be fine here. But yeah, I find this is always the best way to go with burst mode, is make it take a little bit longer by giving the enemy all the defense and all the HP buffs, but then we've just given him like no extra attack basically, so it's almost like it's basically impossible for him to kill us, I think, at any point, because with having essentially no attack buffs, then in terms of the enemy's attack power, we are just talking about like a normal Dokkan event level difficulty. So we can make the event take a little bit longer. Obviously, if you don't want to do that, you can throw on a bit of extra attack and then just kind of supplement that by lowering the defense. Throw on that extra attack so that you can kill him a little bit faster, but obviously run the risk of taking some damage at some point, and then kind of roll the dice. I mean, the thing is, if you give him a little bit of extra attack, it's not going to make a huge difference. It's really only going to be like bad defensive units taking a super are going to get killed if you give him very low levels of bonus attack, right? Because Dokkan events don't hit particularly hard in general anyway. So anyway, we should be good here. Blue Gogeta obviously has a 100% chance to dodge on this turn regardless, so even if he was actually able to do decent damage, he's not going to, right? Dodge the super. That's what we like to see. Guaranteed dodge character going in front of the immediate super attack in the first slot there. So, and then of course physical Gogeta here, gonna do a lot of damage. We got type advantage. We got our links active here, so yeah, looking pretty good. Obviously the physical, using the physical LR Super Saiyan 4s as the leaders. We don't have anyone to give them Saiyan Raw. Only characters who are on the Kamehameha category will be getting the full 200% lead. So it's not even like a full 200% team. There's definitely other builds for this that you could make, right? But Fused Fighters, I wanted to use these guys as the lead because they do specifically have the Fused Fighters leader skill. Gives you the biggest like breadth of options that you could choose from. Good old classic physical Vegito. The memes that his counters and stuff like basically don't do any damage, and then of course we didn't do damage because we obviously did below the damage like threshold, so that means we did 0 damage instead, which is kind of funny. Alright, we won't get the support for you, but I'd rather not pick up the... We could have got the STR orbs, but then we would have taken a bunch of damage. I'd rather just grab the same type orbs here, since the physical Super Saiyan 4s will finish off BROLY this turn regardless, right? So there's no point grabbing STR orbs for Beerus, losing a bunch of HP, or Wirus I should say, grabbing a bunch of those, losing HP, and then not really having any benefit from it because we're going to kill him on this turn anyway. So alright, so he locks, which is interesting. We could fuse into Gogeta, I guess. Or we just do... Oh, has he locked both of them? Oh, wow, okay. You know what? Have I got the animations on? I do. I don't know why. Let's fuse into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta here. And we can do that. Fuse into a blue Gogeta with you. And then all the attacks are in slot 1, so don't think we really need to worry too much here. Yeah, I can't wait for if they do get an easy A for the 10th anniversary. I can't wait for this unit to be usable again. Like, I love this, especially once you fuse. Like the physical LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, such a great unit, so fun to use. Like when he first came out. So him getting an easy A, like imagine him doing all this, but he's dropping like 30 into multiple additional like 20 mil attack stats or something. Like that's going to be super fun. Obviously with the 50% chance to counter a super still. Countering after he's attacked, obviously he buffs his attack with his supers, so if we were to counter a super now, do even more damage. Of course he has an action break with his 18 key as well, so is it if you get 24 key? I can't remember. But yeah, I mean these guys like the gods as well, right? Their kits are just so good as it is. They're like the potential easy A for them, or the easy A potential is just ridiculous. Because they're already so good. I mean, they're realistically only outdated in the meta now just because of their overall stats. Like, having guard on turn 1 is great. Building up on super is great. If they had slightly higher, like, stats just base in their passive, you know, they could still be really good. I mean, I guess we might as well just fuse this one as well, right? Yeah, let's fuse this guy. Can't get a super for you, but I don't know if that really matters all that much. I want to keep them separate though, so let's do that, and then we can get one of those for you. Gives the support to of course he only supports the fusion category, so he's not supporting Super Vegito. Hey, he actually did damage by critting. Let's go. If he doesn't crit, he doesn't do damage, but yeah, let's go Super Vegito counters. Whereas didn't dodge the AoE, but again, we've given him so few like attack modifiers here, it doesn't really matter that we didn't dodge the AoE. It still just did double-digit damage anyway. And then yeah, Gogeta gets to get his additionals in here. Whereas can do relatively good damage as well, to be fair. I think, isn't he a nuking style unit? We want to get those orbs to get the support and everything, but I mean 3 mil obviously not crazy, but he's not on Kamehameha, so he's on the 170 lead for the duo. And he didn't dodge. Amazing. How much are we taking from this? 100k. I mean, there you go. Oh, and then we dodge. Right, okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, by not giving him these crazy, like, buffs to attack, then we don't really need to worry, like, as much. Although, let's do that. Do that. Avoid the same type orbs. We don't want to take too much damage here when we don't have to. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Piccolo, STR Piccolo, I don't think's had, like, any build-up yet. But obviously he's here providing a little bit of support. Can tank in slot 1. Blue Gogeta in slot 3. And yeah, I think we're pretty much on the path to victory here. Like I said a bit earlier on, it's just one of those things. By giving them the extra defense and the extra HP, it does make the fight take a little bit longer, but it pretty much guarantees you're in a situation where you're not just going to get killed randomly. Like, for example, if we'd given him a bunch of extra attack so that we could give him less defense and less HP, then there's the potential that that super attack that Wyrus didn't dodge would have just killed us and it would be GG. So I think for these, if you're just trying to get the 6,000 points missions cleared and get out, especially if like the team you can build for the particular category isn't that great, then I think this is the better and safer way of doing it, right? Because as I said earlier, it's almost impossible for him to be able to kill us. Like, I mean, in the final phase is where his super attack is obviously going to do the most damage. Wyrus is probably the weakest unit on the team defensively, and we took 100k, which is obviously nowhere close to actually killing us. So Gogeta comes through, finishes off BROLY here, and then we can go ahead and hit the clear. So that is the 6,000 points done with fused fighters. As I said at the beginning, that will complete all of the missions except the mission for doing it with a Kamehameha team. But of course we will do that shortly after here in the next video as well. So let's just get this to load up our results. Obviously, when it comes to the higher scores, you don't need it for the missions, but the higher the score you get, the more burst coins you get. So for things like the skill orbs and OSTs and all that kind of stuff you want to get, yeah, 6,020 points. We can go into the missions, burst mode, accept all of those, and then, as you can see, the only one we have left to do is beat the team with Kamehameha characters. So we'll be jumping in and doing that one next to get the 6,000 points. Let me know how you got on with fused fighters. What team did you use? What score did you get? Obviously, if you just went for the 6,000 or if you went for a high score, do let me know all of that stuff down below in the comment section. And like I said, join the Discord. I'm sure someone will have probably posted a high score by now, even before, because I'm getting around to recording these a couple of hours after the events actually came out. So once these are recorded, I'll probably work on my first high score and get the ball rolling as well. So do join the Discord. Even if you just want to join and join the community and hang out and don't care about burst mode high scores, everyone's welcome to join the Discord. The link is in the description. But yeah, that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out all the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.